Nile. She had an interesting reaction watching all the videos of Maxxine Dupri's intense training recently. She said, I've been doing that for a lifetime, not just in recent weeks. And now that lifetime of purpose-driven hard work gets a chance at the pot of gold at the end of the Ultimate Rainbow, a women's Intercontinental Championship. And all the hard work, Wade, with Natty in the dungeon, it has been paying off for Maxxine Dupri with a title defense now after that well-earned IC win in one of the most shocking upsets we have seen in recent years as she defeated Becky Lynch.
For the first time since the original, it's a Cinderella story where the main act actually looks like Cinderella too, but what a rise it has been over the past several months for Maxxine Dupri, shocking the world with that victory, winning her first gold here in WWE. But to many people, despite the training you mentioned, Joe Tess, this is the most beatable champion under the WWE umbrella, thanks to her relative lack of experience between those ropes.
For the championship introductions, here's Alicia Taylor.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Introducing first the challenger. From Knoxville, Tennessee, representing American-made, Ivynile. And her opponent, from Sacramento, California, she is the Women's Intercontinental Champion, Maxxine Dupri.
28 days as the Women's Intercontinental Champion, the third champion in the title's history. That is what is on the line. And by the way, Maxxine got her side plates earlier today. And as you would think, Wade, that brought about a reaction from Becky Lynch on social media. Becky was not too happy. Quote, "This is an abomination. The title that I made beautiful and relevant now looks cheap and pathetic. Those plates should say cheater and fraud." That is Becky Lynch.
Not just Becky Lynch saying it either, Joe,
No,
but
no.
I'll focus back on the match here.
No one else is saying it.
Hot start between these two women. Now, of course, if you go back about 18 months, these two women were tight friends, and that all blew apart with Ivynile stabbing Maxxine in the back and aligning with American-made, taking down the Alpha Academy, and now looking to take down Maxxine once again and take her goal in the process.
Remember, these were former friends. Ivy-Nile's been very outspoken about where things turned. She says, no emotion. We were friends. That was low. There's an ankle lock being put on right away.
Ivynile had a hand on the ropes there. This referee better move a little quicker than that in breaking that hold. Certainly if you're a fan of Ivynile, which I definitely am, but I'm a growing fan of Maxxine Dupri and her ever-expanding arsenal. It was a nice shot to the jaw right there from the pit bull.
Yeah, we've seen Maxxine. Oh, wow! She's got that arm.
The move stolen from Chad Gable. Now, Maxxine, you mentioned her training with Natalia and Tyson Kidd in their dungeon. She has trained a ton with the likes of Chad Gable in the past, and it really explains her rapid rise to championship gold here.
No doubt about it. We have seen the best of her in recent months. There's a German out on the floor from Ivynile. Ivynile seeking her first title in WWE. All the way back in March, Ivynile first attempted to win the Women's Intercontinental Championship. That's when Lyra Valkyria had the title.
And I've watched the rise of Ivynile since her days in NXT. She is one of a handful of what I would call underloved superstars on the Raw roster who, in my opinion, have deserved bigger opportunities for quite some time, so I'm thrilled she's getting that. In fact, I went to knock on Adam Pearce's door a few weeks ago to let him know what I thought about ivynile.
Did you really?
I was shoved out of the way by ivynile, who went in herself and told Adam Pearce exactly what she wanted. Well, it turns out she's got that now. Can she convert and win the gold?
Great opportunity for her to prove herself right here against Maxxine Dupri.
I'll tell you right now,
Please.
Joe Tex, the fact that you mentioned, obviously it's the first gold that Maxxine Dupri has won here in WWE. The fact that she's done that before ivynile has managed to do that has only intensified the anger inside the pit bull. And you almost sense a level of rage just itching to get out of ivynile here.
Well, we brought up her reaction earlier about what we have seen in recent weeks, and that is these outrageous training videos with Maxxine Dupri and Natty and how hard she's worked. And, of course, ivynile, I mean, if there's anybody dedicated to training, it's ivynile. But it is so impressive to see the commitment from Dupri.
Yeah, Dupri really has had to step it up. Of course, you chase that dream of getting to the mountaintop and doing it of all places. Madison Square Garden in front of your family. Who the hell wins their first title under those conditions? Well, Maxxine Dupri did it. But you got to learn in this game, it only gets more difficult once you win the gold, and learning that the hard way now is Maxxine Dupri.
Yeah, that was one of the toughest tickets in Madison Square Garden history. That was John Cena's goodbye to New York that evening.
This could be Maxxine Dupri's goodbye to the Intercontinental Championship this evening, because the way it's going, ivynile has been in full control for several minutes. And that toughness of Maxxine Dupri that we've seen in those training montages with Natalya is really going to be tested here.
Trying to fight her way back.
You're at the point in the match where if you are Maxxine Dupri, forget the pretty stuff. It's about digging deep, tap into that grit and just keep swinging.